101 random cycling related facts. The furthest distance cycled in 24 hours is 561.57 miles or 903.76 kilometers by Marco Ballo at Monticari Velodrome, completing 3,615 laps. Ever wonder how many parts it takes to make a bike? Well, 893 according to Todd McKellen, who stripped this 1980s rally. The oldest bicycle company is Edoardo Bianchi, commonly known as Bianchi. The company was founded in Italy in 1885. It is estimated that there are 1 billion bicycles in the world. 364,000 bikes are produced daily. Every 2 seconds, someone will buy a bike. 376,000 bikes are stolen each year in the UK. That is 1 every 90 seconds. Regularly, more than 2 million bikes are stolen in North America each year. That is 1 every 30 seconds. Robert Marchand is the oldest competitive cyclist at 105 years old. He's currently 109 and still going strong. The longest tandem bicycle is 20 meters long and seats 35 people. You can fit 10 bikes in 1 parking spot. The word bicycle was used a few years after the first bicycle. The first models were called velocipedes. The same energy to walk would be 3 times faster by bike. There are twice as many bicycles in the world than there are cars. A bicycle can stay upright with no rider as long as it is traveling at 8 miles per hour or faster. The second most expensive bike is valued at $500,000 US. It is the Trek Mondone butterfly, created by Damien Hirst using real butterfly wings, and was ridden in the 2009 Tour de France by Lance Armstrong. The most expensive bike is valued at $1 million US. The 24-karat gold mountain bike was designed by Hugh Power. The Netherlands holds the record as the nation with the most bicycles per capita. The tallest rideable bike in the world is 20 foot 2.5 inches or 6.15 meters. The Wright brothers owned a bike repair shop. The same shop was used to create the infamous 1903 Wright Flyer. Cycling as a sport officially began on May 31st, 1868 with a 1,200 meter race between the fountains and the entrance of St. Cloud Park near Paris. The winner was 18-year-old James Moore. 183.932 miles per hour is the fastest ever recorded on a bicycle. Cyclists on average live 2 years longer than non-cyclists. Thomas Stevens was the first person ever to cycle around the world. He rode a penny farthing from April 1884 to December 1886. Mark Bowman holds the record for the fastest time cycled around the world in 78 days, 14 hours and 40 minutes. Everesting is when a cyclist cycles up and down one hill until they have climbed the equivalent of the 8,848 meters of elevation. The furthest distance cycled in 1 hour with one leg is 31.80 kilometers, 19.76 miles. The longest 1 hour wheelie is 30.95 kilometers or 19.23 miles. First smooth flat roads were first lobbied and paid for by cycling organisations in the UK and US. Bicycles were used to transport goods like ammunition, small arms, medical supplies and food during World War I. The world's longest cycle path is in Qatar at 20.4 miles long or 32.869 kilometers. Ashley Cycle is England's longest established manufacturer of hand-built bicycles. Workman's Cycles is the oldest American bike manufacturer still making bikes. You don't need to wear underwear with bib shorts. Cycle helmets are only designed to withstand an impact at 12 miles per hour onto a curb-shaped object from 1 meter height. You will find Tour de France cyclists will have a lower resting heart rate of around 40 beats per minute. 4 cyclists have died while racing the Tour de France. The fastest female cyclist is Denise Mueller. Speed limits do not apply to bicycles on UK roads. The energy it takes to create one car could create 100 bicycles. Cycling is low impact and causes less strain and injuries than most other forms of exercise. Mental health conditions such as depression, stress and anxiety can be reduced by cycling. The more people that cycle, the safer the roads become. The furthest distance cycled in 1 year is 86,573.2 miles, or 139,326.34 kilometers by Amanda Coker. The most known song with bicycle in the title is by Queen with Bicycle Race. N+1 is a real thing. Lance Armstrong is a cheat. It is about 20 times cheaper to run and maintain your bike compared to your car. E-bikes are not cheating. The most common frame materials today are steel, aluminium, carbon fiber, and titanium. While racing, if a rider gets a push from a spectator, they will be fined. The UCI weight limit for bikes is still 6.8 kilograms or 14.99 pounds. You never forget how to ride a bike. BMX stands for Bicycle Motocross. The average person will burn between 450 to 750 calories per hour cycling. The first bicycle jerseys were made out of wool. Beryl Burton was one of the most successful female sportswomen of all time, winning 90 domestic championships and 7 world titles, with a career lasting more than 20 years. The most backflips on a bicycle is for a quadruple backflip performed by Jed Milden. The longest one-day race is Red Bull time lapse at 25 hours. The highest bunny hop on a bike is 1.45 meters or 4 foot 9.08 inches. The Tour Divide is the longest mountain bike race, covering 2,700 miles. A bike chain lasts around 3,000 miles. Di2 stands for Digital Integrated Intelligence. Di2 battery will last for around 2,000 to 5,000 kilometers. A fixed gear bike has no freewheel, so you have to always turn the pedals. Olympic World Championship velodromes must measure 250 meters or 820 feet. Half of all bicycle parts are in the chain. This is the worst cycling kit ever. Clipless pedals are called clipless because manufacturers needed a way to differentiate toe clip and strap pedals. You can indeed carry things on a bike. There should 100% be a female Tour de France. Australia and New Zealand are the only 2 countries worldwide that have compulsory helmet laws for all age groups. The lowest or the easiest gearing on a bike is called the granny gear. June 3rd is World Bicycle Day. The bicycle accounts for only 30% of the aerodynamic drag. The rider accounts for about 60%. A clincher tyre needs an inner tube. A tubeless tyre is an airtight seal between the rim and the tyre and doesn't have an inner tube. A tubular tyre is stitched around the tube and glued to the rim. A bicycle dynamo works by converting the mechanical motion of the rotating wheel into electrical motion with use of magnets. You don't get rained on as much as you might think. There is around 320 miles or 515 kilometers of dedicated bike lanes in Amsterdam. The longest bicycle skid is 425 feet 3 inches or 130 meters by James David. According to research completed by cyclist.co.uk, 60% is probably the steepest gradient your bike would allow you to tackle. This is due to traction of your tyres and the road surface. It is against the rules in downhill mountain biking to wear lycra or tight-fitting clothing. RPM stands for revolutions per minute. A power meter is a device that is fitted to the bike that measures the power output of the rider in watts. Bike polo is like normal polo, but it is played on bikes. An alley cat race is an unsanctioned bicycle race. Alley cats almost always take place in cities and are often organised by bicycle messengers. The first carbon composite bicycle was made by Carlton in 1971. Front suspension first appeared on a bike in 1990 when founder of Manitou, Doug Bradbury, designed and built the first front suspension fork in his garage. Artistic cycling is a form of competitive indoor cycling in which athletes perform tricks called exercises for points on specialised fixed gear bikes in a format similar to ballet or gymnastics. Mountain bike trials, also known as observed trials, is a discipline of mountain biking in which the rider attempts to pass through an obstacle course without setting foot on the ground. Snakebite is a type of puncture where the inner tube gets pinched against the rim, leaving two parallel slits in the tube. In the UK, bikes have to be fitted with bells while in the bike shop, but there is no legal requirement to fit or use them once on the road. Fixed gear bikes are legal on the road as long as they are fitted with a front brake. Cyclists may use the full lane, and it is often the safest place to be. There are adaptive cycles for people with disabilities. Cyclists break far fewer rules than motorists. You don't have to wear lycra to cycle. Cyclists shave their legs not because it is more aero, but because it is easier to clean wounds. Cyclists are cool.